You water your garden, giving the soil a deep, heavy soak, and within minutes, the moisture is gone. You check the ground, but instead of a damp garden bed, you find the same dry, cracked earth. When plants struggle with curled leaves and stunted growth, the natural human response is to increase the volume. If the soil is dry, we assume it simply needs more water, more often. But when you pour a heavy stream onto a hard, parched surface, the force of the water scours the top layer. It smooths over the tiny pores in the dirt and creates a slick, sealed-off path. Because the water cannot penetrate this seal, it sheets off toward the lowest point of your yard. This means the moisture physically bypasses the roots entirely, and the heavy flow can actually strip away the loose, fertile topsoil the plants need most. This is a mechanical failure of the soil structure. The problem isn't the amount of water available, it's that the ground has lost the physical capacity to capture it. To understand why that structure fails, we have to look at what dirt is made of. Most soil is a mixture of 3 mineral particles: sand, silt, and clay. Their physical sizes and ratios dictate exactly how water moves underground. This diagram shows the large, loose particles of sandy soil. Because the gaps between these grains are so wide, water falls straight through the profile. It drains away before the roots have a chance to drink. Clay soil is the opposite extreme. These microscopic particles pack together so tightly that they trap water in a death grip. The moisture is physically there, but it's held so aggressively that the plant cannot extract it. The mechanical ideal is loamy soil. By mixing different particle sizes, loam allows excess water to drain away while keeping a thin film of moisture accessible to the roots. However, even a perfect loamy mix can fail if it consists only of crushed rock and minerals. Without a way to bind those particles together, the soil remains a collection of loose debris that can settle into a dense, impenetrable crust when it dries. For those minerals to hold moisture effectively over time, they require a secondary biological engine to act as a stabilizer. That engine is organic matter, decomposing leaves, compost, and plant debris. This is the structural glue that turns a collection of minerals into functional soil. At a microscopic level, organic matter functions like a network of sponges. It absorbs incoming water, swells to hold it, and then slowly releases that hydration back into the root zone long after the surface has dried. When this organic content is depleted, the soil undergoes a physical shift. It enters a state called hydrophobicity. As shown here, hydrophobic soil actively repels water. Because the ground is so parched and lacks biological material, the water's surface tension remains intact. It beads up on the surface like a marble rather than soaking in. This brings us back to the runoff we saw in the beginning. If your soil has reached this state, pouring large amounts of water onto it results in the liquid sliding away from your plants. When the organic engine is gone, the ground stops behaving like a sponge and starts behaving like impenetrable dry dust, leaving the roots stranded in a desert. Fixing this requires shifting focus from the plants to the soil structure itself. You have to repair the ground's ability to accept water before you can effectively hydrate your garden. Adding compost is the primary structural fix. It reintroduces those organic sponges that prevent sandy soil from draining too fast and stop clay soil from packing into a solid brick. You must also change how you apply water. By using a slow, staged technique, wetting the surface lightly, waiting, and then watering deeply, you allow the moisture to gradually break the hydrophobic seal and penetrate the root zone. The final step is adding a layer of mulch. This acts as a physical thermal blanket, shielding the ground from the sun and preventing the rapid evaporation that causes the soil to crust over in the first place. Implementing these 3 changes, rebuilding the structure, slowing the pace, and protecting the surface, replaces the repellent shell of the garden with a functional storage system that keeps moisture where it belongs. Effective gardening is less about the act of watering and more about managing a living ecosystem. When the structure is right, the soil handles the work of watering the plants for you.